All right, everybody, thanks for checking out the video. If you would, like and subscribe while you're here. Today I wanted to discuss the Untamed Tackle Kyle Welcher's ACE Jig and why I think it's such a good jig. So there's a few reasons. First, the colors, they have a lot of great colors. This is Donk, kind of a bluegill imitator. This is Dirty Craw, also great. And black, blue, gotta have that. These are three that I currently carry. They just came out with a bunch of new colors. So like magic, there's like a magic craw, light blue, like a bluegill summer color to me. So a lot of great colors. And yeah, these are ones I throw. So the sizes that they make in them are 3/8 and 1/2 ounce, which obviously those are going to be the mainstays. I carry both those. First, I'll go over all the attributes here. Hook, here's all the things that make this a great jig. First is the hook. It is the right size. Some hooks you get are an absolute gaff on these, and this, like, you really have to lay into it to even move just a hair. So I mean, it's just the right hook, that you don't have to have a monster hook set and still be able to catch a fish, but it's, you know, it's still strong enough that you're not going to bend it out. So the hook is where every good jig starts, I'll say that. And this one definitely has the right one. Next, going up, is the quad keeper. You can see it on there. It's got 4 barbs on there that will definitely keep your trailer up. So it's got the right hook keeper. I've never seen that before. They say it's patent pending, but I mean, whoever thought of that deserves a raise. Size, it's the right size, especially for a kayak angler. And this is why it's really the only normal jig, unless you go up to football jig, that I carry. Well, swim jig as well, but that's totally different technique. The head, it's a lead, so they're not ultra expensive like a tungsten would be. Whenever you're pulling it, the line tie is horizontal, but it's still dipped down, you know. It's in there enough that it's still going to protect your line tie, so that's great. It's recessed, but it's got more of a stand-up style head, and whenever a head is that flat, you can see it there. It also is the best skipping jig I've ever owned. So if you want a jig that you can cast, skip, and flip, this is why the ACE jig is so good, especially for a kayak angler. Because this head it's just the right size, and it's super, super versatile, where you can do a lot of different things. And for a kayak guy who, obviously, we can only carry so much, it's just so important to have one that can do a little bit of everything. So you can cast it, you can flip it, you can skip it. It really does it all, and does it really well. Next up is it's got the right weed guard. This one I trimmed up just a little bit. I need to take another hair off that. I'll show this one here. Trim that one up as well. You can see what I like to do. I like to take off just a little bit. I just don't want that flat, you know, to where it just looks unnatural. And these I'll probably trim up a hair better. But this is what you see in a lot of jigs. The gap on a lot of jigs is way out here. So if you flip this thing around wood, the other ones, you're going to have enough room in there that a log or a stump or anything, whatever it is able to get hooked up in there, and then you get hung up all day. This has the weed guard that's just in the right place, to where you don't want it sitting right on the hook, but that's literally the perfect spot of where it should be. You don't want it right here, and you don't want it way out here. This is the great middle of where it should be. So the weed guard is right. It's stiff, but not crazy. So it's right there in the middle, and they leave it long enough to where if you want to trim it, you can. If you don't, you don't have to. It still worked perfectly fine straight out of the box. But yeah, the weed guard is just right. You can see it moves a little, but it's not, you know, super heavy bristles, and it just won't move at all, which affects your hookup ratio, obviously. So it's a great in-between, and that's what you're looking for. So middle of the road. So it's a little bit more compact. It's got the right weed guard. So this isn't going to be made for the ultra heavy kind of double weed guard punching, flipping. That you would have to get a different jig for that. But I'd say probably for 90% anglers, if you're looking for a regular style flipping jig, this is going to suit the needs that you're going to have more times than not. And lastly is the skirt. It's silicone, but it's that frog hair, super fine silicone, so it's got a lot of movement. It's not anything that's going to be super lively, but it's still going to move out a lot. So if you like to throw rubber skirts, this is kind of the compromise. Rather than living rubber and a regular thicker silicone, this does a little bit of everything. So it's a great, again, all-around versatile jig, and the skirt to match its versatility. So yeah, if you would, check out Untamed Tackle. They make great products, swim jig. I'll review a few of these. And next week, I'm going to talk about the skirts for this jig that I use from X-Zone, why I use them, when I use them, and what colors, and how I make these 3 different colors of jigs work. Because I do carry a couple of extra colors that kind of make up the difference of having to have so many different color jigs. So if that's a video you like, definitely check out next week. And yeah, if you haven't, go out and check them out. Untamed Tackle, Kyle Welcher's ACE Jig. If he designed this and he's the Bassmaster Angler of the Year this year, you gotta figure it's it's doing a job, and it's one of the best baits out there on the market. So whenever the best guy in fishing last year says this is a deal, you might want to listen. So there you go. Appreciate y'all, and we'll see you on the next one.